Welcome to the second part of me trying to heat treat these SFK blades and trying to cook up first part of the batch of Baltic burnish for the distributors and maybe have something on my store. So you'll see of the blockers that arise during this process. So let's go, let's continue. While one of the batches is still soaking in the air, I started doing the Baltic burnish. You can see that tung oil and the beautiful beeswax mix. It's so mesmerizing, so beautiful. And it smells really great. Thank you to my wonderful mother for giving me this old pot to make Baltic burnish. You can see everything is homemade. But man, look at this. I could stand here for hours and smell so good, so freaking good. So yeah, waiting for this and waiting for that. As the very last batch is already soaking and the Baltic burnish is practically ready to be poured out, or at least I don't have to do any mixing, and I will just wait a little bit until it consolidates and becomes one thorough and throughout even equilibrious mixture. I'm going to take these that are already hardened and I will go onto the grinder before actually tempering. I will very carefully use a 240 grit aluminous oxide belt to clean off the flats. As you can see, there are scales and scaling on it, and when I temper those, I actually clamp all of these together to make a one big piece of metal uniform, and that's how I keep them straight throughout the tempering. So these need to be cleaned, as if there is some scaling, because it's pretty thick. You can feel the thickness of it. If it bunches up, you can accidentally warp your blades, or even if you over clamp them and stress them too much, they can crack. But it never happened to me, but I imagine that would be pretty easy. If you have scaling here and you are trying to clamp on these two sides, that could easily crack on these sides. So, because these are so brittle after just hardening and without tempering. So I will go and touch up on the grinders. So just me finishing up the flats before going into temper. I will now clamp the blades all together, put into my tempering oven. I guess I won't film it as it's very straightforward, but I'll do now another time lapse of me cleaning up the table and preparing and pouring out the Baltic burnish. So let's go. Today's a productive day. What a day! Yeah, I thought coming before 12 pretty early, for me at least it was. And I thought, okay, it's just on paper, let's say it's early, but it's not that early. Some people get much earlier up. And I thought, okay, I can get at least something done today, something decently. And an interesting side effect by trying to vlog, film, or do anything, I found that I was much more productive. At least I can check off a lot of things done, so it's pretty fun, it's pretty great. As you saw, the smoke collection worked pretty great. No more fumes in the workshop, so I'm very excited about that. Not working in a smoky area, because when you harden those blades, when you can quench them, you need to instantly put them, or as soon as possible, put them into the tempering. And tempering is two cycles for 2 hours, so you would be staying for the next 4 hours or like 5 hours realistically in those smokes. And you cannot, I cannot do like heat treatment and then come a week after and do the tempering. I don't know, I think that's not acceptable, and I could not guarantee the quality of the heat treatment then. And in a week's time, anything can happen with those stresses in the blade. So currently it's the second temper cycle of these blades. They are in my temper oven. I still got like an hour and a half left. Now it's 30 minutes past 6 in the evening. It's Sunday. I'm pretty excited to feel like I'm done at this time of day. It's like, let's say it's 7 hours of work or a little bit more, which is like very small number if you consider that. And I got the heat treatment done, tempering done, and also I got the Baltic burnishes, like 110 cans. These teeny tiny cans are done. It was pretty fun to work on that, and it looks, I always love the look, how it's poured and the fresh look of it. It looks very good. It looks like creamy when just eat it. I don't know, it smells great. So yeah, looks very professional, I think. Like factory made, but better. So yeah, got those done. Very excited about these waxes actually, because it's very important if you make high-end knives or higher-end knives to have your clients a way to maintain them, because connection to your tools does not end with just using them. You need also to maintain them and build a relationship and love your tools. Yeah, so that is very important. So I'm very excited to have these smaller cans in stock and offer them to distributors and maybe any other makers, because I'm not the only one that deals with this problem. Like, you want to give your clients something, how to take care, not only like say go to this market and buy this product and it's like a huge can of oil or whatever, or use suboptimal products to maintain your things. And you could just, take these will be very cheap. You could throw in as a freebie to your client. And yeah, cute tiny things. They look nice. The bigger ones are for makers themselves. They are at least twice the size of it. But yeah, it's much bigger than compared to this one. So, but these will be also available on my website and via distribution. So I still got like an hour and a half left, and I was working and filming. So today is a huge green check of a day, a check mark, which is very nice and wonderful. And I will be early today home, hopefully, and spend the evening with my beautiful fiance, which is always great. And till the knives are tempering in the hour and a half, I think I will work on some other projects, maybe on one. I don't know if I can tell about one, It will be an auction item to support Ukraine, and I know maybe I'll do a separate video about that, and I will be working on some design things, as the SFK knife needs to have a little big brother and a huge big brother. And also I have an idea to work on a full tang, but not really full tang, a red tang or through tang X tomahawk whatever thingy, which would be pretty rad. That would be compact, and I don't want to go the route, if possible, of the full tang, because when you have the full tang X, your hand really takes over the vibrations from Xing, chopping, and that is not very fun. And if I could do a through tang, that would be pretty sick, because I haven't seen those anywhere, at least on the custom market, not on the like cold steel or whatever. I think they are making those already, but when you are a custom maker, you have a lot of things that you need to take into account, because you don't have the manufacturing capabilities. And yeah, so I will spend, and also I need to work on the SERE 2 knife, which would be, let's say, military-oriented knife, a tactical survival knife where it's not the default survival knife, because when you are thinking survival, it's heavy, it's big, it's bullshit actually. I am working on a small, compact, very carryable knife. I have a few friends in the military, and I'm very happy that I have those friends and we can communicate about what their needs when they are serving our country, and what sort of equipment do they actually use, because there is a lot of military grade equipment on the internet e-shops, which is all show no go, and I want to make something that would be very usable, very functional, but you need to take into account that in this day and age, knife fighting, it's not happening. It's not happening. They need smaller, lighter blades. The blades where they can depend on, that are very high quality, but are actually tailored to their needs. So again, the sheath will be very important, a secure ability to deploy it, have it on hand, but out of the way what you are doing and wanting to succeed in the mission. You want it to be not in the way, but in the way when you need it. So yeah, lots of things to think about. I've been working, I got like the very first SERE knife, first version was limited to 10 pieces, and there are some people that wanted to get some, and they are waiting for the second series, which will be much updated, much better, waiting for like 2 years. So I know who you are, I appreciate you all, and I am very happy that you are writing me once in a while and hitting me up and like, hey, what's up, how is the SERE knife going? So it's not forgotten, but I feel the pressure, and I really want to maybe show the development of it using these vlogs. So I think this will be a longer video, this one, and yeah, I don't want to keep on rambling. Yeah, so I don't know, I think maybe that's it. Oh yeah, like the video, maybe subscribe to the channel. All comments are appreciated, because I'm a very small channel, I read all of the comments, even the bullshit ones, which I tend to get once in a while. On Instagram, also follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, wherever you want. You can freely DM me. I'm most responsive on Instagram and on my email, info@balticblades.com. So yeah, feel free to shoot, and let's talk next. And yeah, see you in the next one, I guess. Whenever that will be.